Hi, this is my discussion prompt for GoodKids. The first question asks us to describe what we found memorable about the play and why. And what I found memorable was how Deirdre replayed different variations of scenes throughout the play. So, as the reader, we could see through the perspective of the characters who sometimes were and were not involved in the scenes. So, we could kind of we could see how the truth could be twisted and be framed in such a way where it benefits a certain character. The second part, or the second thing that I found memorable and very startling with the play is how Deirdre revealed to us towards the end of the play how her whole motivation with uncovering texts and videos to provide evidence for rape victims and why she is in a wheelchair is because she was that girl one day. She had a terrible experience and um, had gotten in a car crash, leaving her paralyzed waist down, making her in a wheelchair. And so that was very remarkable to learn towards the end of the play. The second question asks us to identify three prominent themes in the play. And the first is selflessness. Once Chloe has been raped and information comes out, a lot of the characters and especially their parents discussed the situation in such a way where they had no concern for Chloe and her well being and instead wanted to protect their kids and frame the situation in such a way where um, they wanted to protect their kids and their futures, and they made it seem like Chloe was she had brought this situation upon herself. The second theme that I found throughout this play was a "this can't happen to me" type of theme associated with the plays, where again Chloe was being framed where she was a very drunk girl, and that she brought this upon herself, and if she would have been more self-aware, there's not a possibility of this happening when in fact this could happen to any girl, and that theme, that message was reiterated many times throughout the play. The last one, and this relates to my first and second one, is just overarching sexual violence, about how in the olden days situations like this would definitely get brushed under the rug because evidence was um, hard to come by, to nowadays where with social media and technology, there's a lot better chance of this type of stuff getting out there, and that it is very prevalent in our society and it needs to be addressed. The third question asks us to give examples of elements in GoodKids that shows how it's different from intimate apparel. And the first one is that in GoodKids, the play moves backwards and forwards. It goes from what Chloe is thinking about now and how she is um, thinking about the situation to different parts of the scenes, and it just goes back and forth. The second one is that in GoodKids, there are many characters who have parts in the play and who have different perspectives as opposed to in the Intimate Apparel play that we read where there's only a few characters. And lastly, in um, this GoodKids play, there are individual episodes where there are some scenes involving just very few characters. The last question asks us to um, consider the relationship of the play's depictions to our mainstream cultural understanding of gender and sexuality. And for this play, I thought that it really reinforces what currently exists in our society pertaining to sexual violence, and it challenges us to think about how it needs to be addressed in the future.